you guys, on today's show, the loons are out protesting again, out sky screaming, and it's just another weekend for them out getting paid to protest. So we're going to talk about that. And then we're also going to discuss the arrest of one Don Lemon. And then finally, the Minnesota people running Minnesota, they in heap big trouble because there was a signal chat that was infiltrated by one of the good guys that basically shows them committing sedition. So stick around for that today on the Angela Box Show.
Hello, my name is Angela Box. Show your fucking money.
Okay, you guys, so as I tape this, it is Saturday, and I was going on X just like y'all did, I'm sure, and we're looking like, where are the protests? Where are the people? Supposedly there was going to be some big nationwide, worldwide protests today, yawn. Same people as they were usually out. Ugly liberal white women and ugly, fat, gender non-specific men, okay? The usual suspects. And they're out riding and dying for not only illegal aliens, which of course, Natch, of course they are. They love them, some child molesters and human traffickers and murderers and drunk drivers and and the rapists and the take your pick. They love them. These are their people, okay? But they also love losers that F around and find out, namely one Alex Pretti, okay? So for the last week, we've all been subject to this mythology making of this. Oh my God, you guys, he was an ICU nurse. Did you know he was an ICU nurse? And he worked with veterans, you guys. He was a good man. He was just there. He was just there trying to save a woman from being apprehended by the Gestapo, you guys. False. As we now know, and before I get into what we now know, it seems that our era of black squares might be back. All these losers on Instagram are like, oh my God, you guys, we are getting the black squares on Instagram band back together again. It's so exciting. It's George Floyd all over again. Except it's not, okay? Just like George Floyd didn't die of Derek Chauvin putting his knee on his neck and smirking into a camera. He died of cardiac arrest because he ate all his fentanyl. The Alex Pretti narrative is falling apart. But this is how the left's, these people they ride and die for. This is the same pattern it always takes. So at first we see a shooting, right? A police-involved shooting, an ICE-involved shooting, whatever. Immediately the left are like, oh my God, you guys. They killed an ICU nurse who was just trying to help a lady. And then, of course, we learn more. And this guy's like a committed, avowed leftist Marxist psychopath who 2 weeks prior was literally telling ICE to assault him, screaming at them, throwing projectiles at their cars, like doing the most, okay? In fact, let's look at Pocahontas. Let's look at Liz Warren. Let's look at Liz Warren. Talking about what, basically a Saint Alex Pretti was, overlaid on the footage of 2 weeks prior to him effing around after he found out what was really going on. Roll that clip.
Caring for people was at the core of who he was. He was incapable of causing harm. Alex carried patience, compassion, and calm as a steady light within him. Even at the very end, that light was there. I recognized his familiar stillness and signature calm composure.
So now we find out, of course, that he's no babe in the woods. He's no angel. He is as filthy of a filthy leftist as they come. But whatever, the left is like, he's our guy. They're out protesting, okay? Now, to which I will say to you, if you go on X or Twitter on Saturday, which I have, and I mean, maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's like next weekend, but I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be January 31st. The trending ICE protest that you would expect to see is not there. At least it wasn't the last time I checked. And it is wild how the left is like so up in arms about this filthy leftist Alex Pretti, which I feel like they purposely give the picture of him without his beanie, ooh, ouch, to make him look as beta and harmless as possible. It's like they are so up in arms about Alex Pretti, some nurse a nurse, right? But they couldn't give two shits about Laken Riley, who was also a nurse, who was killed by an illegal alien. Anyway, I'll continue. So, the left is, the uglies are coming, the uglies are coming, the uglies are coming. That is what we've seen over the last couple of days. And there are 3 clips, 1, 2, 3. Okay, there's 2 clips I'm going to show you, okay? And then there's a clip of a guy who's letting it be known who's not going to the protest.
So do y'all notice who isn't at these ICE protests / riots? Black people. Yeah. We're not going to be used anymore for your white liberal agenda that continues to use minority communities for your pet projects of trying to prove your sense of virtue and value to others. Yeah, we're finished with that. So please, stop it with these emotional ploys that are trying to beg black people to come out and join you in defending our communities. Yeah, our communities aren't illegal immigrant communities. Illegal immigrants who come into this country, they don't respect us, first of all. Our tax dollars are being wasted on them thanks to you white liberals who we've been noticing for quite a long time have deputized yourselves as the overseers of all politics related to black people. Yeah, there's no black and brown, there's no people of color, the groups and categories that you like to lump us into in order to carry forward your agendas of control, acting as overseers of our communities. Yeah, see, here's the thing. In the midst of your riots, where you're finally figuring out that you're FAFO, you're finding out, yeah, we're not interested. We see the game, we see the scam, and we're just not interested. So stop asking us to come out there. Stop asking us to join into this. I'm glad that you're finding out that you're just like everyone else. The white privilege that you're used to experiencing, yeah, that's gone now. Especially when you go out there on your vigilantism, pretending to be superheroes, where you think that you can stop 5,000-pound vehicles with your whistles. Yeah, we're not interested. Leave us alone. Leave us out of this. We have important things to do. And you know where else you effed up? When you decided that it was okay to barge into a house of worship and take it over and yell and scream and threaten children. Yeah, we don't get down with that. Y'all keep that shit to yourselves. We're not going to be out here advocating to replace ourselves with illegals.
This is you guys. These leftists who literally have pre-printed signs, like pre-printed signs, all of them. And they just stand there like the useful idiots they are. Stalin called them useful idiots for a reason. They will literally do whatever they are told, whatever they are paid to do. They're like, here, this week we're fighting against ICE. Take your Palestinian hijab off, okay? Now put on some ICE, whatever. They're so dumb. Pre-printed signs. There's clips of the protesters like literally when they're like, okay, we're off the clock now. Actually, I'm gonna roll that clip first. They're like, look, we're off the clock now, so I guess we're gonna pack up this protest. Roll that clip.
If you've ever wondered how protests happen on the spot, this is exactly how. Without organizers, without the music, without the bullhorns, without all of these people coming together. And right now what they're doing is they're loading their trucks to leave out of here after they finish with the protest. None of the protests that you see that happen immediately after something happens, which is all the time now, wouldn't be possible. What's behind me is a combination of Party for Socialism and Liberation. We have Democrat Socialists of America here as well, and a couple very loose communist organizations like Revolutionary Communists for America. None of the protests that you see are organic. They're well organized, and because they're well organized, that means they're well funded through various campaigns, whether it's foreign influence campaigns or it could be even Democrat campaigns. So this is how it all happened.
Okay, so on that note, you see who's paying for these things. These NGOs all need to be audited, okay? They're Democrat-run NGOs who are paying for all of this. We all know it. Now, at Trump Tower, which is as wild to me, Because you would think that Trump Tower would maybe have some Secret Service protection. I don't know. Maybe it's like it's a building, just because it has Trump's name on it doesn't mean we're going to protect it. I mean, clearly not, because the unwashed, filthy leftists that descended upon Trump Tower on Saturday is quite the slow clap. It was truly like Uglies on Parade. Roll that clip.
How many more have to die? Maxim Cherny.
Now's the time. From Minnesota to Palestine. General strike. Now's the time.
You're not allowed to be here.
And this administration, so that all of us remember what is being done by Donald Trump, ICE, and this regime.
Have to die. Team Swan Ben. How many more have to die? How many more have to die? How many more have to die? How many more have to? How many more have to die? 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 Sergio Garçon! How many more have to die?
No. Yuck. Ewan.
How many more have to die? To get into the streets and to do everything in their power to non-violently end these atrocities. The time is now. Rise and resist. Rise and resist. Rise and resist. Abolish ICE. Abolish ICE. Abolish ICE. Abolish ICE. Abolish ICE.
Here are the names of the people who have died due to immigration enforcement in Trump 2.0.
And then, not to be outdone, you guys, the liberal white women over in a suburb of Minnesota, you know, they're going to show ICE a thing or two. They went to Target and they're like, we're going to do a sit-in in Target, which, why Target? I mean, it is, I will say it is quite funny to watch the left eat their own, because we're old enough to remember Target showing that ass during Pride Month with trying to transgender little kids and the propaganda being shoved down our throats for these many years until they finally got a clue and stopped. You would think that these filthy leftists going and doing their little sit-in would remember that, but they don't. They're dumb. Roll the clip. Yeah, the old hippies are real excited. They're like, "Oh my God, you guys, we are going to be relevant again." No, you're not. Now, let's get to something that Caroline Leavitt was brilliantly pointed out this week. So, Tom Homan is a man among men, a badass extraordinaire, someone who brings finding out to all of their lives. Okay. Tom Homan was awarded the Medal of Freedom by Barack Obama, which Caroline Leavitt rightfully pointed out. Roll the clip of Caroline reminding the idiot leftist media that are sitting there trying to pretend that they're just horrified what's going on, who awarded Tom Homan what? Roll the clip.
This is a Washington Post headline from 9 years ago, 2016. Meet the man the White House has honored for deporting illegal immigrants. And I would remind everyone in this room that it was former President Barack Hussein Obama who awarded a medal to Mr. Homan. So he's obviously very qualified. He has the full trust and faith of the president. He will continue to have these meetings in the hopes that ICE and local law enforcement can cooperate and work together to have successful immigration enforcement, as we've seen in almost every other state across the country.
Yes, of course. And, Obama at this point in his presidency had deported more people than Trump did. I mean, it's never ending, you guys. It's never ending. It's also never ending the threats that people are putting out against law enforcement, against James O'Keefe, against citizen journalists who are doing the heavy lifts. Like Nick Shirley is out there saying, yeah, they're telling me I'm going to get kirked soon. Hello, is anyone listening? And I'm sure people are all over that, but whatever. Let's get to this, the Signal chat, okay? Because Tom Homan, who has now been put in charge in Minnesota, Greg Bovino was demoted, I guess, which I'm sad about. I mean, Greg Bovino is my kind of guy. He's like, go in and break some eggs, okay? Get it done. Round them all up. Deport them all. Here's my directive. Here's what I'm here to do and whatever. But Trump's like, okay, the optics are getting a little weird because the media will not stop lying. So whatever. Let's bring Tom Homan in and let's have Daddy come in and really clamp down on what's going on. And that seems to have calmed things down for a little bit for whatever reason, but whatever. The crowds are still there. They're all being bought and paid for. And there's a Signal chat. If you don't know what Signal chat is, Signal is like Telegram or whatever. It's an encrypted messaging site that's supposed to be, I guess the messages delete after a certain point or whatever. Well, there was a Signal chat that was infiltrated by a citizen journalist, and I think he might work with James O'Keefe. I'm not 100% sure. His name is Cam Higbee. Cam Higbee got into this Signal chat, which basically showed that these people were committing sedition. And the person who may be spearheading the whole thing is one Peggy Flanagan. Remember Peggy, who wore a shirt that with protect trans kids on it with a big old knife? And then Peggy Flanagan of late wearing a hijab and simping for the Somalis. Now she's out there accused of basically ringleading this sedition. And if there's a sedition going on and someone gets killed because of the sedition, namely one Alex Pretti, she could be charged with conspiracy to commit murder or whatever. So the Signal chat is wild. They like know they got caught. And one of the Signal chats they said is, I'm gonna read this one. The you can find on X the screen or the scroll of the Signal chat. It's quite interesting, but this is what it says. Signal is not secure. I worked in communications. Once they figured out where we were, it's only a matter of time. Flan has been exposed. Who's Flan? Could that be Peggy Flanagan? Yes. We're all effed. I need to leave this state. So, TikTok and TikTok. Now, let's talk about Don Lemon, shall we? Don Lemon, one of these poor put upon black men in America. Black men in America who decided he was going to think he was above the law and commit violations of the FACE Act, which, if y'all remember what Joe Biden did to grandmas and clergy who were praying in front of abortion clinics, they threw them in jail for 9 years because they were praying in front of abortion clinics, and God forbid they do that. But the FACE Act was also created to protect churchgoers and pastors and people who are in churches simply to worship God from being disturbed and disrupted by filthy leftists like they were last week. And so Don Lemon knew all this was going to go down. He knew this was against the law. He did it anyway. He was like super gleeful about it. Rolled a clip of him right before going in, basically telling on himself and begging the feds to arrest him. Roll that clip.
Let me do this. I can't see anything on
That's
that
okay,
side.
I got it. Just park. Just hit park.
Twitch, we're back. Sunday morning church.
Yeah, okay, we'll see. After we do this operation, you'll see it live. And these operations are surprise operations. Again, can't tell you where they're going. Okay, so I am going inside now. Where's my phone? I need my phone. Hey, Meta, record. So activists are now in the church. This is what the First Amendment is about the freedom to protest. I'm sure people here don't like it, but protests are not comfortable. And there are people here who are, I'm looking at a young man who's in the corner. He's frightened. He's scared. He's crying. People are leaving church. One of the members who looks to be really upset, a young person, the pastor is trying to calm him down over there. Perhaps they should come in, pray together, and talk together. But anyways, if I were the pastor, I would offer a prayer. I would try to calm things down and say, listen, talk to you. We're all citizens. We're all believers and Christians. It may look like MAGA coded, but there's a reason they have so many white people here. I'm just going to be honest. It's because of the operation that they're doing today. It's important to have allies, as they said, white allies here. So that is what I could say. I turned our camera off of them because they're giving some critical information here. But there we go. Everybody's ready to go.
I don't necessarily agree with everything that's going on in the Twin Cities right now, but I don't think it's good to fight fire with fire. I think it's good to speak up, and I think it's good to protest, but I think it's better to do it in a peaceful way. I don't think the answer is going into God's church.
You don't think this is peaceful?
Well, it's trespass.
Nobody fighting.
It's trespass.
I mean, this is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship.
But there were folks who will say,
I have to take care of my flock.
Okay, but listen, we live there's a constitution in the First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest. I'm surprised that law enforcement has not showed up yet. We're going to take you outside of the church. What do you think of this?
There's a harmless Christian here that wants to praise the Lord with my son, and now I got to go home.
Yeah, that was interesting to watch. This guy here, look, he's hugging his kid. And, you know, I imagine it's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people here, but again, careful, it's very slippery right here. Yeah. It's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people here, but that's what really, careful, please, really slippery, not kidding. That's what protesting is about. And so,
of course, after he was arrested, the usual suspects were screaming at the sky and saying, you know, the First Amendment had been violated. It's like, well, what about the First Amendment of the people in the church who were there to worship, and y'all came in and created a spectacle because you're a bunch of psychotic, malignant narcissists who think that you're right above everybody else no matter what. And Don Lemon's over there going, I'm with you, and I'm here doing the Lord's work, just videotaping everybody screaming at these parishioners. He's the literal worst. And so for all of you filthy leftists who are crying about this, who had no problem with other conservatives being attacked like Andy No or James O'Keefe or Steve Baker or Cam Higbee or suck it, okay? Suck it. And I will say this. Don Lemon is being charged with violations of the FACE Act, I guess. And he was indicted not by just, you know, Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi didn't just go, get that guy, get that black gay guy. No, he was indicted by a grand jury. So once again, leftists, suck it. Okay. Now, as I leave this video, let us all feast our eyes, if you will. And I have to thank my girl Trish for sending this freak over to me. It's this guy that basically is now gonna be on the run because he was like begging the feds to arrest him. He's basically saying go out and kill people. Like, he's doing a lot. So this guy Kyle Wagner, okay, first of all, I'm gonna roll you the clip of basically saying get your effing guns and stop these effing people, which he's now worried that he's going to be rounded up along with the rest of them. Roll that clip.
My name is Kyle, I'm Antifa, and there's so much rage in me that I've had to record this like 15 times trying to get the message out. They fucked up, okay? Go watch my other videos, doesn't matter if you're not here and you're not caught up, you missed the fucking fight. But if you are, it's time to suit up. Boots on the ground, Nicollet and fucking 26th. My house is 4 blocks away. Anywhere between Franklin and Nicollet and 26th and Nicollet, show up, ready to go. Okay, not talking about peaceful protests anymore. We're not talking about having polite conversations anymore. I am talking specifically to my fucking followers. This is everything I have fucking talked about, and this is exactly what I said was gonna happen. This is exactly what I said was gonna fucking come when we didn't fucking go and march on fucking Whipple with guns. Sorry. But welcome to America 2026, where Second Amendment is the only thing that's going to keep you fucking protected from literal fucking Nazi gunmen that are killing innocent people in the street with impunity. This is not a fucking joke. There's nothing fun to chant about it. Get your fucking guns and stop these fucking people.
And y'all, this guy, this leader of Antifa, this freedom fighter of the left, also, he's a tranny. I know, you're shocked. I'm shocked too. He likes to dress up in women's clothing. He is a valued member of the LGBTQA society, the alphabet people, and he likes to prance around and show his cute shoes and show his cute dress. Roll that clip.
I do this all year, all the time. I'm out and about like this because I do it for me all year. All the time, yeah. Yep. I'm a fucking blue collar fuck of a dude all day long. And then at least a few times every week, I like to get real clean and pretty and go out, shoot pool or get dinner, maybe go dance. You never fucking know, right? But I don't need a fucking parade to celebrate. I don't need to be groped and harassed and catcalled and treated like a piece of meat by a bunch of fucking cis women who fucking give me side eyes in public when I do this the rest of the fucking year. Who mumble to themselves and fucking have all kinds of things to say behind my back. All of you, fuck off.
Yes, yes. The most ineffectual, absolutely next level retarded people on planet Earth who think they're going to be winning the midterms with these antics, to which I say, please don't stop. All right, that's where I'm going to leave today's video. Please let me know what you think down below. Like, subscribe, comment, do all the things. And remember to keep kicking ass and taking names, and to always let thy will be done. Peace.